What happens? Inside a volcano, deep in the heart of a lush jungle, a group of young explorers named Mia, Leo, and Ben set off on an adventure to uncover the mysteries of nature. Their guide, a talking parrot named Pico, had promised them an unforgettable journey. Little did they know, the greatest discovery of their lives was waiting for them near a towering volcano called Mount Magmarock. The problem begins. As the explorers walked closer to Mount Magmarock, they noticed the air growing warmer and the ground beneath their feet trembling slightly. "Do you feel that?" Leo asked, looking around nervously. "I thought it was just my imagination," Mia replied, gripping her backpack straps tightly. Ben, the group's self-proclaimed scientist, crouched down and placed his hand on the ground. "This feels like vibrations. Could the volcano be waking up?" Pico squawked in alarm. "Oh, I think you're right. Mount Magmarock hasn't erupted in centuries, but it could be getting ready to blow. Blow like explode." Mia gasped. "Exactly," Ben said, adjusting his glasses. "When a volcano erupts, it can release hot, molten rock called lava. But why does it erupt? That's the big question." Just as they started discussing what might be happening, beneath the volcano, a gentle glowing light appeared in the air. It sparkled and twirled before landing softly on a rock in front of them. To their astonishment, the light transformed into a tiny figure, a fairy with wings that shimmered like molten gold. "Hello, adventurers," the fairy said in a cheerful voice. "I am Magma, the volcano fairy. It seems you're curious about what's going on inside Mount Magmarock. Would you like me to show you?" The children stared in amazement. "A volcano fairy?" Mia whispered. "Yes, and I happen to know everything about volcanoes," Magma said with a twirl. "If you want to understand what's happening here, follow me." The layers of the earth, with a flick of her wand, Magma created a glowing magical portal in the air. The explorers stepped through and found themselves standing inside the earth. "Whoa, where are we?" Ben asked, adjusting his glasses. "You're inside the earth," Magma explained. "To understand volcanoes, you first need to understand the layers of the earth." She waved her wand and a glowing model of the earth appeared sliced open like a giant cake. "The earth has 4 main layers," Magma began. "The crust is the outermost layer where you live. It's solid, made of rock and kind of like the shell of an egg." Mia reached out to touch the glowing crust. "It feels hard." "Like stone," she said. "Exactly," Magma said. "Beneath the crust is the mantle." This is where things get interesting because the mantle is super hot. It's made of molten rock called magma, which moves very, very slowly, almost like thick soup. "Thick soup?" Leo laughed. "That doesn't sound so scary." But it's incredibly powerful," Magma said. "When the pressure builds up in the mantle, magma pushes its way toward the surface, and that's when things get exciting." The fairy pointed to the next layer. Below, the mantle is the outer core, made of liquid metal, and then the inner core, which is solid metal. These layers are super hotter than the surface of the sun. "Wow," Ben whispered. "So volcanoes are connected to the mantle." "Exactly. Let's take a closer look at what happens there." How Magma rises with another wave of her wand. Magma transported the group to a glowing chamber deep within the mantle. They could see magma bubbling and churning all around them. "This is what's happening beneath Mount Magmarock," Magma explained. "Magma is formed when the rocks in the mantle melt due to high heat and pressure. Over time, the pressure builds up so much that the magma starts looking for a way out. But how does it escape?" Mia asked. "Through cracks and weak spots in the crust," Magma replied. "Volcanoes are like chimneys that let the magma escape. Once the magma reaches the surface, it's called lava." "That's amazing," Ben said. "So the rumbling we felt earlier was magma moving." "Exactly," Magma nodded. "The movement of magma can cause earthquakes and make the ground shake, it's like the volcano is stretching and preparing for an eruption. Different types of volcanoes. Now let me show you something fun. Magma said with a giggle. She waved her wand again, and suddenly the group was standing on a cloud overlooking 3 different volcanoes. Did you know there are different types of volcanoes? Magma asked. There are, Leo said intrigued. Yes, the first is a shield volcano. Magma said, pointing to a wide, gently sloping volcano below them. Shield volcanoes have thin, runny lava that spreads out over large areas. They don't explode violently, but instead ooze lava slowly. The explorers watched as lava gently poured from the shield volcano, creating new land. The second type is a composite volcano, like Mount Magmarock. Magma continued. These are tall and cone-shaped. They can erupt explosively because their magma is thick and sticky, trapping gas until it bursts. The group watched as another volcano suddenly erupted with a loud boom, sending ash and lava high into the sky. And finally, we have cinder cone volcanoes. Magma said, pointing to a small, steep volcano. These are the smallest type and usually erupt only once, throwing ash and rocks into the air. Fun fact: the volcano's secret life. As the explorers watched the different volcanoes, Magma shared a surprising twist. Here's a fun fact: not all volcanoes are on land. She said, some are underwater, like those that form along mid-ocean ridges. And did you know that some volcanoes haven't erupted in thousands of years? We call those extinct volcanoes. Others are just resting, they're dormant. So Mount Magmarock might just be waking up after a long nap? Mia asked. Exactly, Magma said with a smile. Volcanoes are full of surprises. Even after they erupt, they can create new islands, fertile soil, and even beautiful landscapes. Conclusion: a new understanding. With a final wave of her wand, Magma returned the explorers to the base of Mount Magmarock. The rumbling had stopped and the volcano seemed calm. For now. Thank you, Magma Mia said. We learned so much about how volcanoes work. Yeah, now I won't be so scared if I ever see one again, Leo added. Remember, Magma said, fluttering above them, volcanoes may seem dangerous, but they're also fascinating and important for our planet. Keep exploring and you'll discover even more wonders of nature. With that, the glowing fairy disappeared into the air, leaving the young explorers with a newfound appreciation for the power and mystery of volcanoes. They couldn't wait to share their adventure and all they had learned with the world.